What's up, everybody? Smoove Cosplayer here, your favorite salsa dancing cosplayer, with another episode of Smoove Conversations. I got with me tonight Mr. Navy Montel. How you doing today? Montel?
Another day in paradise, brother. How you doing?
Everything's good, man. I'm living a dream, or trying to live the dream, trying to not live the nightmare.
Oh,
you know,
you preach to the choir on that one, good sir.
Bruh. So, Montel, when did you fall in love with cosplay?
Oh wow, it had to be 2015. When I first went to, believe it or not, when I started going to San Diego Comic-Con, it was back in 2009. I started going to, I correct myself. 2006, when I first went to San Diego Comic-Con, I was just blown away with all the different cosplays I saw out there. But I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to just enjoy that. And it wasn't until around 2015 that I said, I'm making mine. I'm going to do this. And I was surrounded by amazing people that are friends of mine who cosplay. And one of them, Sam Jackson stunt double, is a good friend of mine. His name is Chris. Yeah. He's a friend of mine. He right here local. So we went to DragonCon together.
Good people's there.
Oh, one of the best. And he is my sensei. He's the one that got me started.
Cool. So how would you say your cosplay journey has been so far, from when you started to now?
Interesting, to say the least, because when you get into cosplay, unless you got somebody there that will walk you through certain aspects, you're going to learn things the hard way.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's finding the cosplay, or figuring out how to make it, or trying to make it your own, and even going and presenting it at a con. And being around people that you've never met before, but you want to be a part of. So now there's that less than desirable introduction to say, hi, my name is so-and-so.
Right.
And I get to look like, that up and down look that black folk get when we see someone that we really don't know. It just. Yeah. And that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's been really, really positive. I mean, I've come across my own issues as a cosplayer, especially being in advanced age, because a lot of people, if you ever see me, you don't realize I'm 52.
You wear it well.
Thank you.
I tend to. When I first met you, you weren't rocking the beard at all.
No,
I had no idea. And now you got all the snow right here. So I'm like, okay, now I get it.
It's a COVID beard.
Man, I wish I had mine. Like, this is finally starting to come in. I don't know if you can see what little bit of fuzz I got, and then
you got some there.
Nothing on this side.
I'm gonna tell you my secret.
What's that?
And a friend of mine introduced me to this, and it's been helpful, because my hair is horrible. It's a really grade of hair, especially on my face. So I was introduced to Jamaican black castor oil and rice water. So rice water is easy. You just make a tablespoon of rice, put it in about, I would say, a quart of water.
Okay.
And let it sit. Keep it away. Keep it in a tight jar or a container. Let it sit in a cabinet. Don't even think about it.
Okay.
2 weeks later, you take it off. You take out the rice, or you drain the water from the rice, and that's what you put on there. It helps with itching. It helps promote growth. This is the result right here.
Hey, I'm a believer already. Wait, but you said external, right? Because I heard you say castor oil. I immediately had bad flashbacks.
I did too.
Oil.
It's Jamaican or Haitian. Jamaican is easy to get. Jamaican black castor oil. Okay.
Because all I could think about was having to swallow that mess, because my grandmother would give it to me.
No.
Castor oil has got to be
it's a trigger.
top 3 nastiest substances on the face of this planet. You can't convince me otherwise.
It's such a trigger when you hear someone say castor, you automatically just gag.
Right.
Sugar didn't help, Grandma.
Is this gonna come? Because either it doesn't go down and everything goes back up, or everything's gonna come out the other end. Either way, it's gonna work.
That was my life. That's why I'm so skinny. It's my life. I was destined to be a fat kid, but it didn't work out.
Okay, let me.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
So it's okay. Shared trauma.
But I digress. I have learned a lot in my journey, and one of the things I realized as a cosplayer, I think everybody in the community of cosplayers has a role or a position, whether it be a showcaser or a performer or a protector and a defender, and sometimes you just have to be a sage. And I felt like even though I'm fledgling in it, I'm somewhat of a sage because I'm a father. So I'm really protective of my fellow cosplayers. At the same time, I will fuss you out if you do something wrong, like I would my own kids.
Yeah.
So, and you've heard me go on about my thing about cosplayers who just come in and they're just so toxic. And it doesn't matter who. Oh my goodness, you really want to set me on fire? Let me see someone who's been in it for years talk down to someone who's just getting into it. Oh, I will give everybody a show because I'm telling you about yourself.
Man. Wow. So on that note, how do you feel about the current state of the cosplay community?
Currently, we have come a long way. But there's still a lot of work to do. And the reason why I say that is because I've, meeting folks like you, and oh my gosh, the list goes on. Hentai Girl, which is D, which is my one of my amazing friends, and everybody along the way. There are people who still think that they're destined to this, and they're deserving of elite status, which means they're willing to do anything and everything, step on anybody and everybody to get there. And regardless of what they do, they still want that acclaim. They want that praise. And I don't believe that's right, because in cosplay, that's an arena of creativity that people find comfort in. So in that, you shouldn't tear somebody down because their cosplay isn't what you'd expect, because it's not your cosplay.
This is true.
Theirs. It's an evolution. You know for yourself. The cosplays you do, bro, are solid, but they had to start.
Thank you.
Just y'all, for real. This man right here, I aspire to be like him. You and a bunch of others have truly, y'all really inspire me when I come to DragonCon and I see you doing your thing.
Man, what you doing?
I'm just saying, I gotta give the flowers where they belong. I gotta plant.
I appreciate it. Let me accept them. I'll accept them. Let me
please do. Because
okay.
I would tell Jabbar, and I would tell Dean, and I would tell Moses. The list goes on. You already know. I would tell everybody about you, but it had to start somewhere. You didn't just start perfectly in the beginning. You had to learn. Right. You had to, interact with others and say, hey, I thought about doing this armor. Do you have any suggestions? Yeah, here's what you can do. And it went from there. The same thing was with me. It's an evolution. But we still have a ways to go because we still have toxic people in our community, and they're still determined to clout chase at the expense of everybody else.
Craziness. Now, when you say clout chase, what is a clout chaser to you? Because that was, I feel like I should have known what that was long before I heard of the term. Like I feel like I'm a newbie to this term, but I feel like I know what it is. But what would you say counts as a clout chaser?
The best comparison, the best metaphor I can give you is when you see someone on Instagram or Facebook, and you see the number of followers that they have, or even TikTok for that matter, and the number of followers they have. Right. The clout chasers equate numbers to fame or recognition. It has nothing to do with all these people actually like what you do. That doesn't make you famous. That just means people like what you do. And they want to see more of it. So clout chasers are determined if they're not willing to do the work and they're going to just ride on someone else's coattails, or all their focus is to get the numbers, forget about collaborations, forgetting about partnerships. They just want to do it. If it means hooking up with someone to get something for them, they'll do it, be done with it, and that's it. There's no connection, there's no networking, there's nothing. And you're hurting people along the way because, again, if you're a visible person in the community who's done well with it by yourself in cosplay, you're being seen. Yeah. So your conduct, your attitude, your personality, how you carry yourself are what is going to be the inspiration or the push away. It's the bottom line. I don't want to be famous. I've never wanted to be famous with cosplay. I've never wanted to be famous with everything that I do. my position, if I had to put a position name on what I do, I like to be a bridge. I like to be a bridge. I like to bring people who are getting into it and connecting them with amazing, solid cosplayers who are all about supporting and inspiring. Put those two together, you've got supernovas popping up all over the place. This is the brightest galaxy in the universe. Like those clout chasers are the ones who are trying to be the black holes in this whole scheme. They're just trying to trying to absorb all the light. They don't care about who they hurt. They don't care what they say or what they do, as long as people see them. And you've experienced that in your lifetime and your cosplay career. I know you have. Yeah.
That black hole analogy, that was so accurate. It hurt right there. I was
like, no pun intended, but jeez, it's true.
Yeah,
it's sad. I've seen so many good cosplayers just give up. And I had the opportunity to talk to one. I don't name names when I do things because I never know how someone feels about being mentioned. I asked, so why cosplay? The first thing they said was the toxic people I used to look up to. And that made me so mad. That really made me mad. You have this type of influence, and instead of being a positive influence, you don't even have to be a positive influence. You can be professional. You can be courteous. You can just be nice enough to offer some advice. You don't have to have a full conversation with them if you don't want. But if someone's coming to you because of what you've done, how far you've come, be kind and courteous to do that. And then you've made your mark, and you don't have to interact with them anymore if that's your personality. I'll talk.
It doesn't cost much to do it either.
No, it's free. It's absolutely free. There are too many black holes in this galaxy, which I'm trying to increase the number of supernovas, and it's in a vacuum. You know, if I have to create a wormhole
right now. If I had the organ and my wife literally has a tambourine upstairs. Don't make me go get it.
Oh my gosh, don't do it. I'm having too many flashbacks from church. Don't do it to me, man. Yes, I am a PK. Yeah. I am a PK.
A PK?
Preacher's kid.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not a preacher's kid, but I got way too many preachers in my family. Enough to where my wife, despite the fact that she does not want to be a preacher's wife, keeps saying, hey, you never know, that bloodline, you're going to be a preacher. I'm like, I know. I love the Lord, but I'm not trying to be up in that pool.
Oh, who you telling? I was told I was going to be a preacher one day, and I said, if that is God's ordinance for me to do that, then I will take that path.
Man, and it doesn't help that my last name is Abernathy, so they try to put that in there too.
Your name would be synonymous if you did become a preacher. Your lady be like, we need to talk to Pastor Abernathy. Pastor, we need to talk to you, Pastor. This is Pastor Abernathy. We need to talk to Deacon Hopkins. Yeah, no. Sorry, I'm having flashbacks again. Just so I feel you,
man. Dude, when you said that person who stopped doing it because the people they looked up to were being toxic, it reminded me of I'm not going to say names either, but a particular cosplayer who I used to look at as one of my role models. Like I'm not gonna say I don't F with him anymore, but I definitely don't hold him as high regard as I used to. Right. He's actually after me, my wife's favorite cosplayer, because he looks like, and if you guys hear this, you'll probably, if you know who he is, you'll be able to figure out the name after this description. But he is a dead ringer for Hugh Jackman. And
I know who you're talking about.
What kind of turned me off? Again, I'm not saying that I don't like him anymore, but just the reason why I don't really hold him as high anymore is because every single time we interacted, he would be like, hey, hey, how you doing? And like if I asked him how he's doing, what he would say is, oh, well, I noticed I lost blah 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 amount of followers the other day, and my reach isn't getting as far as it used to, and the algorithm on Facebook and Instagram sucks. And I'm like, is this gonna be every single conversation we have?
And that is
She
one
said
of
the
the
same thing. My
indicators
wife
of
said the
being a
same
cloud
thing.
chaser.
Yeah. Every time she talked to him, same thing. And we're like, is that what it's all about to you? Like,
that is a cloud chaser, my friend.
Yeah.
Your conversation is focused on numbers and views and outreach and networking for yourself. That is a cloud chaser. And I've seen the number increase, especially with the inception of TikTok. TikTok's made it worse.
Wow.
Made it extremely worse. While it's a good platform for people that are coming up, and I know some younger cosplayers who are genuinely coming up and enjoying themselves. It's also a platform where you have the most toxic of people been given a stage.
Wow.
And no one's going to knock them off because there are just as many people that will knock them off. There are 3 times that amount that want to see what they're going to do next. And that's not right. Yeah.
Wow.
I will TikTok. I don't even care. I mean, I mean, when I do it, I have fun when I do it. I don't do it often because I'm not looking for that fame. You know, if it's a creative bone, I will do something and I keep moving.
Yeah, I got one video up there, and the only reason I even got on the TikTok is at first I was like, man, I'm too old for TikTok. Like but you know, during COVID, everybody was like, okay, what can we do to like occupy ourselves? And the whole pass the brush thing came out. Or don't rush, rather. That's what it started out as. Don't rush. So
don't rush.
I did a cosplay submission for that because somebody was putting a reel of them together, and I was like, okay, I'll throw mine in there. So to this date, I have one TikTok, and other than that, I'm just lurking. Or say if someone posts one, I want to be able to look at it, so I keep it up there for that. But I have no desire, no interest to put anything up there. I mean, no knock to anybody who does. I mean, I enjoy seeing stuff, and I know people get a lot out of it, but I'm just like, I got Instagram, I got Facebook, and I barely touch Twitter anymore. So I'm good.
See, with you on that, when it comes to Facebook, I'm not a fan of Facebook. I'm not a fan. I've seen it lately, and it gives me a migraine. I get on there long enough to do what I need to do. It's too much.
Yeah.
You can keep it simple. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being advanced in technology. That's fine, but don't make it so where I get off of my computer and I'm cross-eyed, okay? And I'm bumping into my own walls because I can't get my eyes straight from looking at what was that.
Right.
I'm suffering whiplash just from looking at posts and stuff. I'm more on Instagram and Twitter, and I'm doing TikTok, and now I'm using my Twitch platform.
Gotcha.
It's Twitch stream is a platform.
Oh, okay. I need to follow you on there because I got on Twitch last year, but I wasn't actually doing anything. I was more so just lurking, seeing other people's stuff. So I just in the past few months started, gaming on there. I mean, I do like once or twice a week, so I'm not really like gaining a whole bunch of people. I mean, maybe if it starts to get me some money, cool, but it'll really just be a supplementary thing. Like, hey, my hobby just happens to make me a couple of dollars a month or something like that. Right. But yeah.
I decided to do Twitch. I tried back in 2018, and I didn't have a purpose when I started it. Someone said it was a great thing to do, and you can't start something unless you have a purpose, because otherwise you're not going to complete, or you're not going to follow through.
This is true.
So I said, why am I even on here?
Right.
Okay, just to play games so people. Okay, no. Now we fast forward to this past January, and I said, I know what I want to do. I know why I want to stream, and I've been doing it. I made affiliate last month, so thank you. That was an accomplishment. I'm not expecting to make partner because I don't have that many people want to see me.
I've seen what the requirement for that is. I'm like, I ain't got time for that.
No, 75 average viewers, bro. That's a lifetime for me. I guess I can't. I'm happy with my affiliate status.
Yeah.
I'm happy with my little merch store. Man, I got my little merch store. Never thought I would ever have me a little merch store. I got one. It's really cool. The influence, a lot of the designs come from the people that I've had the honor to interact with on Instagram and get to know. So even anything I do for myself, the influence comes from outside people, especially cosplay. Now, if you come to BlerDCon, which I hope you do, revealing my secret cosplay. I've been working on this for months. And even if you don't make it to Blerd, I will be at DragonCon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really playing it by ear with both of them. I'm leaning towards, I'm literally in pain saying this. Leaning towards not going.
I can see you cringing right now.
This year. Simply because, like, so I mean, this is one of my favorites. Don't get me wrong. I hate not going. Like, and the journey there is one thing. Like, my road trip has doubled from the first time I went. I first went in 2018. So it was me and Shadow Mars Media. I don't know if you know him.
Oh, I know Mars. Mars is a really good guy.
He is. I love the man to death. Like, so me and him, we drove up together and drove back. We chatted a few times before that, but you really get to know somebody on a 10-hour road trip. So like between driving up, driving back, and then in between, I'm like a solid 24 hours with one person.
I like driving alone.
Yeah. we got pretty close throughout that time though. I mean, I have yet to have a bad road trip, and that streak continued with him. And then the next year it was me, him, Jets Cosplay, and Aquarius taught me cosplay. So it was 4 of us. Okay. It was supposed to be last year. No, it got canceled last year. So this year we were planning on. So me and Aquarius, we were talking about renting like a big, huge SUV and like getting 16 people. So it was going to be double. No.
Oh shit. Oh, pardon my Jeremy.
So it went from 2 to 4 to, dang, it more than double then. I don't know if he's going to do 8 or not. No, I think it was just going to be 8. So doubling, but it's not happening. So yeah. So I was thinking about that and the fact that every time that I've gone, I've done the salsa classes there. And I'm like, I don't know that I'm ready to do that in the state that we are now, even if it's safe to
because you have to be close to be a salsa.
Right. I'm not trying to contribute to that. So I'm looking forward to just doing it next year when hopefully all the restrictions are gone. Same thing with DragonCon. Like, DragonCon is not DragonCon unless it is the big mass of chaos that it is. Like, if it's not that, it's not DragonCon. So it's like
that's true.
Yeah,
that is true. And I fall in love with that convention. Oh my gosh, that's one of my perennial favorites.
Yeah. So would you say that I kind of led into my own question there? Would it be safe to say that DragonCon and BlerDCon are your can't miss cons?
They are. I have 4 can't miss cons. We'll start chronologically. BlerDCon, San Diego Comic-Con, DragonCon, and local anime con we have here in Hampton Roads called NecoCon.
Okay.
And I like conventions big and small, but those are the 4 I will not miss for anything if they are happening, because they hold a place in my heart in each one, especially San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, come on. The pinnacle of conventions here. And we're talking up there with C2E2, ECCC, New York Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, and all the other ones. But those are the 4 that I will go to every time for different reasons. Okay.
Now, speaking of different reasons, what makes a con for you? Like what elements of a convention are like, okay, if this convention has this, they got me?
The energy. It's the energy for me. As a young kid say today, it's the energy for me. You'll see voices pop up out of me, so please forgive me in advance.
Nothing to apologize for. You're good. You're good.
I have always been big on energy and environment and vibe. That is everything, especially energy and vibe. Even if the energy is coming up slow, it's the vibe of the moment and the setting. Yeah. If I'm feeling it, it's going to be a bop. I don't even care if it's 100 or 100,000. If the energy is there, it's going to be a blast. Yeah. I got that from San Diego Comic-Con the first year I went. It's just something about being down there and just feeling the excitement for different reasons, but you feel that vibe. Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about, especially with DragonCon. DragonCon itself has its own energy level.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's insane. Holy cow. It is insane. If you guys have never attended a DragonCon,
yes.
One day, I ask you, just give it one day, because it's 5 days. You give it one day, you will fall in love with it.
Would you believe that was my first con?
Are you serious?
I had no idea that I was being thrown into the fire, like throwing myself into the fire, rather.
That's one way to put it, I suppose.
So I very quickly realized that I could not use DragonCon as the barometer. Like, so first 3 years of cosplaying, it was just DragonCon the first 3 years. Mm-hmm. And then my third year, this was 2014 was my third time going. Okay. Now, I finally went to another con, which was some friends invited me to go with them to New York WinterCon that December. Now, this was the first time having it. And it was supposed to be 2 days, and they shrunk it down to just one the weekend of. So I get in there, and I'm like, I make 2 laps around. I'm like, this it? and no diss to that con. I mean, I haven't been back yet. I do want to go back one day. But that was culture shock. Like, wait.
I thought there was more to it than that.
And then the very next one I went to was Pensacon in Pensacola that February. Mm-hmm. And again, I think this was Pensacon's second year. And again, I take a lap around, 1 or 2 laps, and I'm like, oh, this is what's normal. This is what's normal.
Yeah.
DragonCon is just over here.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, reel it in. Just DragonCon, from what I hear, San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con, they are just their own different monster. Don't even put them in a category of nothing else. Mm-hmm. Everything else is normal. These 3 and others like them are just
they are literally on Mount Olympus in the level of conventions. And while I honestly will never attend New York Comic-Con, the reason why is because I'm a fan of conventions, not a fan of New York. I'm not going back there ever again.
I gotcha.
Reason. I know good people that are from New York, and they're like, "Yeah, come on." And there are people there that I want to visit, but I'm just like, I've been to New York. It doesn't vibe with me. I'm good.
Gotcha. Yeah, I lived there, but I was young though. I want to say, well, okay, my brain isn't working for some reason. We moved back home in spring of '92. Mm-hmm. And I had been there 2 years, so whatever that math works out at. So I was up there for 2 years. So I was pretty young, and I grew up in the South, so they're not gonna let a young little 7, 8, 9-year-old kid walk around New York by themselves, especially as naive as I was and grown up in the South. That was not a good idea.
Oh boy, no.
So I feel like if I was older, I would have enjoyed it more, because I love New York or up north hip hop more than I like Southern rap, even though besides Outkast and everybody affiliated with them, I don't really like Southern rap.
So you weren't a big fan of No Limit? I know you're sick of that question.
I like them for nostalgia's sake, because here's what happened. I was on a football team in high school. Mm-hmm. Now rode the bench, yes, but I was on the team. So I'm in the locker room and I'm listening. I got my Walkman. I'm listening to the Wu-Tang Clan, Boot Camp Click, a whole bunch of other New York type rappers or whatever. But everybody else was blasting No Limit. So I know of the music by osmosis. Okay, I know that term wasn't. I didn't use that term correctly, but work with me. So I can only have my headphones up so loud, even at this loudest, Master P is still overpowering it.
Yeah, you hear that.
So at the time I hated it, but let that song come on right now. I'm gonna get a little crunk with it, because because it takes me back to that time.
Right.
So I got a few songs on my playlist, just from like, okay, I appreciate the nostalgia of it, but at the time I couldn't stand it.
It just sounds like me. I've been a fan of old school hip hop for the longest time. So if I hear Eric B. and Rakim come on, or Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, I don't care what anyone says. Them boys killed it.
Yeah.
Jeff and Will, they killed it. Y'all were mad because they didn't curse. They didn't need to curse.
They didn't.
They were still pulling it. Summertime is still the anthem. And how old is that song?
I don't know, bro. What, 91, 92 maybe?
I think it was 91. I think it was 91. Yeah, it was 91. I remember this because I was getting ready. I was in the Navy, so I was getting ready to transfer from South Carolina to New Jersey. So yeah, that's when. Yeah, I remember that. Summertime.
It's gotta be at least 30 years old, right?
Huh?
That song gotta be at least 30 years old, right?
At least, because I was in my 20s at that time.
Man,
I was in my 20s.
It's funny how we both feel old hearing that.
Well, back in my day, cream of wheat was a midnight snack. Oh, so much has gone over in those days. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna make sure that are the neck bones all done? Okay, good.
The man said neck bones.
Hey, when you hear it, I see I'm a human tape recorder. So, and when I was a kid, when I hear a voice and it sounds interesting, I remembered it and then I practice it. Nowadays, I'll just hear it and I can emulate it most times because I'm just sitting there going, I'm just going to add that to my library. There we go.
Wow. If you could play any character, who would you pick?
And are you talking about any character?
Anything. Like if you could recast yourself as anybody.
Well, that's a good question.
I ain't even playing that question. That one just popped up in my head.
I appreciate that. Have you played the game Diablo, or you heard of Diablo?
I know of it. I haven't played it.
Okay, there's a character in that game called, his name is Deckard Cain. He is basically the sage. He's the one that gives you all the lore about what's going on with the land and what happened with the king. And whenever you hear him on the game, he sounds just like this. He sounds like a very sagely individual. So if I had the opportunity, I'd sound just like him. Bring all the hotties to the yard and the milkshakes and everything. Come on, girls, shake what your mama gave you.
Wow, that's great.
I always wanted to. I always, believe it or not, my ability to use voices came from my desire to be a ventriloquist when I was a kid. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, I tried and I couldn't do it. But I started realizing that my vocal cords were very flexible. So I can try just about anything, but it all depends on the mood and where I'm at. If I'm around a bunch of people and I'm in there laughing and having a good time, I will interject that. But you won't see me do that at a business meeting or anything like that. You know?
Gotcha.
Unless I'm teasing Chad about how he decided to take the last bagel off the plate over there. We'll get angry. We'll go to lunch when we're done. Okay. Sorry. What? That's what I thought. Hater. Gosh, you people.
The last bagel, man.
It's always the last bagel. I don't care. And what is it with people and bagels? I love bagels. Don't get me wrong.
It's either the last bagel or the last bagel that was your favorite flavor. Don't let it be the last donut that was your favorite.
Oh no, we talking a fight. We talking war here. Oh, you decided to take the last cruller? You don't even do here in the office anyway. You eat donuts and stand by the water cooler. That's all you do.
I hate when they take the jelly filled ones, because like I've learned how to figure out which one, because it's always a strawberry one and a lemon one, right? And I've learned how to figure out which one was which without touching it. So you can't keep picking them up and looking at them. So there's one corner of it that'll have a little spot that where you can see what jelly is in the inside. And I look for that. What you talking about. Because ain't nothing like biting into one thinking it's one and it's the other one.
Oh, you be mad.
Not that it tastes bad, but it just ain't what you was expecting.
You will be and you ever get so angry at that and you just can't just scream, I'm a Democrat. You eat it and chew it and you got that face like you're eating hemorrhages.
Right. And see, you got an excuse there, but that reminds me of the people that get mad you know, they say they got trust issues because of oatmeal raisin cookies. And I'm sitting here like, you mean to tell me, pick this cookie up, looked at it, and let it get to your mouth before you figured out it wasn't chocolate chip? The texture is different. The smell is different.
Chocolate chips aren't wrinkled. What are you doing?
They're not. You mean to tell me every time you bit into an oatmeal raisin cookie, you was in some dark, not too well lit party?
Duh.
Now, granted, I like oatmeal raisin cookies, so maybe I'm biased, but I'm like, come on. There's now,
time and place.
You
for
really
everything.
got it all the way to your mouth before you realize it wasn't chocolate.
Oh, I love the ones that will take a bite and chew 2 or 3 times and then have them to get mad. Oh, you've already started processing it, bro. You've already started processing it. Why are you getting mad now?
Go ahead.
You committed. Not only did when you bit it, you committed to it. Just take the L, bro. Just take the L.
Right.
Just walk away.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Horrible.
I don't get it. It's so weird. And you know that I had to say the analogy of the cookie is the same as in cosplay in the community nowadays, because you have so many people that will take the jump for the wrong reason. And then when they find out it's not what they thought, not only do they get mad, they lash out. And they lash out at others who have nothing to do with what's going on with them. If it's an internal thing, I get if it's internal and you're not happy with the result of what you're trying to do. But this person had nothing to do with your disappointment, rage. So why are you taking it out on them? And I've been seeing that more and more and more, especially here lately with the lack of conventions. So everybody's relying on social media to put out their craft. And it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. We have so many talented people in our community that, and especially being a Blerd, we've already got a lot of strikes against us. Yeah. Because we were born with the tan. That's one. 2, we're born from a legacy that we didn't ask for, but we have to understand if we are even to survive. And from what our parents taught us and what we're teaching to our children and our grandchildren. So you throw in everything, comics and anime and cartoons and movies, everything that was considered white for the longest time. Right. Fandom doesn't have a color. It doesn't. But somewhere along the line, and I'm sure you've dealt with this, because I have folks, oh man, why you like that white stuff? First of all, anime wasn't created by white people. True. Anime was created by the Japanese. Black folk embrace it more because we can relate to the characters and the struggles. And you know this as well as I do. When black folk talk about anime, boy, the discussions and the conversations,
we get heated and animated, and we ain't even mad, but like somebody who doesn't know any better would hear us talk about it and think we was about to break out in the fight. We can really that passionate about it.
Yes.
We're gonna be yelling and being animated, and we're gonna go back to dapping each other up and hugging in the next 2 seconds. But if you come in at the wrong time, you think something about to go down. Why are we
every time, bro? And the one question that I'm sorry, you ask black folk this, especially if we Blerds, and you ask us this, who will win between Superman and Goku? Man, you better be ready for a conversation. Wow. Because somebody in that group, it happens. I've seen it at DragonCon. I no lie. 2018, I saw it happen in the lobby of the Hilton. It was 6 asking, and that discussion, not only it went from those 6 to the surrounding people to people walking by, and it just turned into a crowd. Wow. Because everybody wanted to interject this, and this shows. Let me want you to picture this. The conversation started with 6 black cosplayers. 6 black cosplayers. That crowd grew to monumental numbers and had a plethora of different walks of life in there. In that moment, race had nothing to do with the topic. It's just like going to a movie. You don't know the person next to you, but if the movie's good, you're gonna be chatting it up like y'all just walked in there together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where fandom is. That's why it's so important to be a Blerd, because we have to show our best side, even when we're surrounded by people who aren't part of our circle.
Yeah.
But you already know this. You know, I'm preaching to the choir on this.
Yeah.
Just
saying,
even
pass the plate.
pass the plate and keep your hand out of it longer than 2 seconds. Just keep it moving.
And don't ask for no change. Don't be that person who hold it up.
Oh my gosh! Don't give me like you see my grandma talking about. Wait till the plate comes through. We're gonna get change. Okay, I can only give $1 this time. No. Grandma,
but she always got a 20 though.
Man, I seen some things. So like I say, I done seen some things in church.
Speaking of seeing some things, I saw something the other day. You know, we're talking about Goku versus Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Someone came up with a really good rationale as to why Rattata, I forget how you pronounce it, from Pokemon.
Oh, or Rattata, yeah.
Yeah, how Rattata could beat Goku. I can't remember all of it, but when I read it, it made sense.
I gotta find this.
Something about how there's a particular TM, I think, that you can use on Rattata to make them like automatically survive any attack, the first attack that somebody could do on them.
Yeah,
so they will survive it with 1 health point left.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll cast this thing that will make their opponent's health points match theirs. Then they use quick attack, which guarantees that it will strike before the other person's other person's attack hits. And that's how Rattata beats Goku.
I did not think of that.
I didn't either, but I was
that is absolutely brilliant.
I'm not even trying to argue against it. Like, just the effort and the knowledge that went into coming up with that
plan. I love it. I absolutely love it. See, when you put nerds and logic together, we come up with some of the strangest things, and people just you see someone at Starbucks thinking, I can't believe I'm thinking about this over my coffee, but that makes sense.
Right.
Oh, I gotta tell my people, yo, you're not gonna believe it.
And before you know, you're like, how did I get down this rabbit hole? Why am I here?
This is reality, people. Logic is not linear.
Why are we like this?
Because we can handle it better than anybody. But nowadays, being a Blerd is a beautiful thing. It really is. You're seeing people come into their own, and you're seeing more Black content creators.
Yeah.
YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram. The list goes on. And we're able to make inroads into places that before were the most difficult. Yeah, you still got your haters. You still got what I call the basement virgins, aka gatekeepers.
Yeah.
They're determined to keep things pure. My question is, when was it ever?
Right. What is purity in that sense? Like, you know how we just, I mean, there's still people that exist like this, but we got through dealing with the brunt of MAGA, Make America Great Again.
Oh my God, the spray tan Cheeto.
I feel like there are people out there trying to make geekery great again. Like, they wanted to be all men or all a certain what have you, and it's just like, why are you trying to? I'm gonna say this.
Why?
You don't get paid to gatekeep. You're not getting no money from it. You're not getting paid. You're not getting no extra comics from it. You're not getting no free merch from it. You don't get no benefit from it.
Come on, pass the plate. Come on, sir. Come on, sir. Come on. You are not lying about that. Come on, man. There are no free benefits.
Geekery is wrong.
You want to walk around acting like you just came out of your mama's basement with your half-washed Jetsons shirt and the other ball hasn't dropped?
Oh my
half
goodness.
washed, and I like the Jetsons.
This is why we didn't have cons last year, and that's why we shouldn't have them this year. Okay, to my half washed. Let me tell you what would have happened if we had DragonCon last year.
Oh my gosh!
Because you know it's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, downtown.
The gamer room at DragonCon.
Over at the Mart.
And because there have been times, because the game room has been in some other places before. I walked in and had to like walk right back the heck out.
It used to be on the bottom floor of the Hilton.
Yeah. And it's like you walk into a wall of it. COVID would have gone in that room.
Oh my goodness.
All the unwashed behinds in there. COVID would have mutated in there. And next thing you know, we got Walking Dead.
Oh my goodness. I would have to be Negan that weekend.
Right.
That's for sure.
That would have happened. Like COVID, I don't trust my kind as geeks. I've been around you. You ain't one of them. I know I'm an exception.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We as a whole are not known for our hygiene, unfortunately.
And unfortunately, some people don't take it seriously
at all.
They don't take it seriously, and that's sad because people talk about con crud. Yeah, con crud is real. Con crud is absolutely real. Yeah. I remember one year I got home and I couldn't believe how sick I was, but I sat back and I thought, look what I was exposed to. Look what I was around, especially DragonCon, because it's not one venue. It's 5 hotels.
We take over the whole downtown almost.
Exactly. And you know, it's wall-to-wall people crossing the street for the parade, especially with the Hyatt. Oh gosh, especially the Hyatt. The Hyatt and the Marriott. Whew, when it is just wall-to-wall drunk. I mean, people. Yeah. And it's... Don't be on the main floor of the Marriott
at like midnight and past that.
It's a beach, it's a paradise. So yeah, I made it a practice before I go to cons, I go and I get the emergency tabs and the gummies, and I go ham on them.
I either do that or I buy a whole carton of orange juice and I just chug that throughout the weekend myself, something like that. I've been okay so far. So far, I've been okay.
Let's keep that energy. Keep that energy, sir.
Speaking of which, there's the stigmas that us geeks have. The bad hygiene, like you said, the basement virgins and all of that. So one thing I like to do with these Smoove conversations is help break that stereotype. Show people who might be watching that those of us who cosplay or participate in some other kind of geekery, that there are just as many people that do fit that stereotype. There are so many more that don't.
Right.
So, Montel, what do you do outside of geekery? Like, what do you do for a living? How do you make your money? What do you do outside of all of this?
A little history on me. I am a Navy retiree. I retired back in 2007 after 20 years.
Okay. Thank you for your service, sir. Appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. I still never get used to people telling me that, but and then I served. I was a civil service for 10 years. I currently work at a game and comic book store here in Hampton Roads called Atlantis, and I've been here for 11 years. And I like being a spokesperson. I enjoy being a spokesperson because not everyone who comes into the store is into what we have.
Yeah,
but it's all an introduction.
You're being a bridge there too.
Exactly.
Okay.
You want to connect one to the other, and you have intrepid people who are hesitant to come in because they're not sure how they're going to be accepted. And I've been there. All of us have been there. And I said I never want someone to feel the way I felt when I was a kid, trying to fit in. I never want that. So when someone comes into the store, don't care about race, sexual orientation, no, gender. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is making that connection as soon as they come in and say, welcome, how are you? I have a thing when someone comes to the store and they've never been there before, I get excited genuinely, but then I act it out. Hey, so have you been here before? This was my first time, and I go, yeah, right. I go this whole full blown thing, and they start laughing, and that's when you go, I got you.
Yeah.
How you doing? Welcome to the store. What can I do? And through my lifetime, that is what it's been through the jobs that I've done. I've been in the Navy. I've been civil service. I've been at admissions advisor for ECPI University, my alma mater. So I got my bachelor's from there, and I worked to get kids into school there. And everywhere that I've gone, I always try to be an advocate. So if you look at me from a real life standpoint, unless I'm wearing a hoodie or a shirt, people will look at my beard and automatically assume that I'm an older guy who's not into anything exciting until you hear me speak. And once you hear me speak, that's when you realize. But I always keep in my mind, not everybody is a fan of what I'm a fan of. So let's find out more about them.
Yeah.
So, in actuality, if I had to give myself a profession, I guess it would have to be spokesperson and bridge builder.
Okay. I like that.
Bridge person and spokes builder. I don't know. Take your pick. He's a bridge builder. He's a spokesperson. No, he's a spokes builder and a bridge person.
When you gave me what you do when you get a new customer, your reaction and their reaction to your reaction, like going back to being anti-gatekeeping, I'm like, if more people got what you gave, it'd be a whole different fandom, a whole different realm of geekery. Instead of people being like, you don't meet the requirements, you don't. You didn't come in at the right time. You've got a clipboard with a checklist on it.
You
only like Harley because you saw the movie. All this other kind of foolishness. Like, we all came in somewhere. And if what these gatekeepers don't realize is, you might, even if you consider yourself an OG, you didn't come in at the very beginning. Sometimes you do, but not every fandom that you have did you come in right at the very beginning. Exactly. If somebody treated you the way that you're treating somebody else, you wouldn't be here. So many people don't realize that.
And I don't think they want to. For some of them, it's all about...
They forget where they came from.
Thank you. Exactly. They forget their origins, and they forget the struggles that they went through. So instead of harnessing that pain and that frustration and disrespect that they may have gotten from those who didn't understand why they like Dungeons and Dragons or who like reading comic books, they want to magnify and throw it at somebody else. You're going to feel the way I felt when I was a kid. You're not a kid anymore.
Oh my goodness.
You're an adult. You're an adult. You're even now, kids when they have disagreements, they fight, they cry, they make up, and they go back and play.
Yeah.
So why can't we do that as adults? Why can't we do that as blerds, nerds, and geeks and everything? Why can't we do that? Man, it's not impossible.
Speaking of adults, I hate hearing new parents do that mess. Like, there's a fathers group I'm in on Facebook, and they're like, "Oh, well, my parents make me go get the remote, so I'm gonna do that to my kids too." I'm like, but you hated it. Why would you do the thing that you hated to them? Why is this some pay it forward revenge kind of thing?
You want your kid to hate you? Okay.
Right. If I ask my daughter to get me the remote, please believe it's because I have a baby in a bottle with the other one in my hand. If I can go get it myself, I'm gonna go get it myself. Like if I ask you to do something, it's because I literally can't get up and go do it right now. You're not gonna be my living remote. There are some things I'm passing on because I believe it's the right thing to do because it actually has a purpose, not simply because, oh, well, it happened to me, so it got to happen to you too. No, that's just foolish.
And it just goes back to a deep-seated resentment for what they went through and a desire for someone else. It's almost like vengeance. You want someone else to feel the way you felt, not the source of your problem, source of your anger and your resentment, somebody else. So instead of fixing the problem at the source, you want to exacerbate it by giving it to somebody else.
Right, which keeps it going.
Which now leads to a psychological issue. Why would you want to do that?
Right.
Why would you want to create another monster? You didn't like who you turned out to be, but you're willing to become a Frankenstein in our world, in our realm, because of that kid that was a bully to you. That kid probably don't remember you from anything.
Yeah. When instead you could help stop it with you. Make sure it doesn't keep going.
Exactly. The buck can stop, but some people just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I did that, I was bullied. I was bullied as a kid, and when I tell you, I had every opportunity to just say, screw it, I'm done. I don't like comic books, and I said no. I'm not going to stop loving what I love.
Yeah.
I can't. I still got the scar when the neighborhood kid threw a rock at me while I'm reading a comic book on my grandmother's porch.
Wow.
And it was a black kid. People were like, "Well, it was racist." No, it was a local black kid. He was just he was clout chasing. Then he was showing off for his boys. You know, hey, you nerd. Hey. I went back, and this is when I was 8 or 9. It was 9. I went back years later when I was in my mid-20s. Saw the same guy.
Wow.
He looked at me and I said, "Hey, it's been a while." He said, "Do I know you?" I said, "Yeah, my name is Montel. We went to school. We went to PS 41. He looked at me and his eyes got huge. He said, "You were the nerd kid." And I smiled and said, "Yeah, I was the nerd kid." He's like, "Oh, wow." Now, when I saw him, he looked like he had just gone through hell. Absolute hell. You look like you could say life was like, "Oh, you're going to bully somebody else? Well, here, I'm going to F you up now." And he saw me and I said, "How are things with you?" And we talked for a little bit. And he said, and he looked at me after all these years. Now, mind you, we're in our 20s.
Yeah.
But he looks like he was well past in his 30s, almost 40s. He just looked rough and he gained weight and everything. And I'm still the same skinny kid. And he said, "I wanted to apologize for what I did, when we were younger." I looked at him and I said, "There's no need to apologize. I didn't hate you.
Yeah.
We were kids. Kids do stupid stuff and it was fine. I didn't come after you with a stick or anything. I probably would have tripped over the stick," and we both laughed. We both laughed and I hadn't seen him since. But that was a moment where I fixed somebody.
Yeah.
Who may have been hanging on to that because when they saw that it didn't break me.
Yeah.
That was where the victory came in.
Yeah. And they probably immediately, anybody could sit there and be like, "Oh, yeah, we're all adults now, so sorry that I did that." But so it could have been that, but it also could have been, "Dang, I really realized that what I did to you was crappy." And you can't do nothing but apologize about that.
No. And it's fine. It all depends on the person. They want to accept it.
Yeah.
God's been too good to me for me to hold it over anyone's head.
Yeah.
I've had plenty of people in my lifetime that I could just really just flame spray. And I sat back and I said, "Why would I do that?" Yeah. All it's doing is hurting me. And I'm just continuing the cycle that needs to stop.
Yeah. Same here. And plus, I'm too lazy to hold a grudge. That takes too much energy.
That's the best thing ever. I'm too lazy to hold a grudge.
Yeah. Get that.
My brother. I appreciate you, man.
So one more thing I gotta ask you. So
shoot.
When I think of you, I automatically think of your cosplay of Patriot. And on the other side of that, every time I think of Patriot, I think of you. Like, what drew you to that character?
Well, when I started getting into cosplay, and that's when I talked to Chris, and Chris told me he had a costume, and he didn't tell me what it was exactly. So he said, "I got a costume that I don't wear because it's too small for me. Do you want it?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely. I'll take it." He showed it to me and I lit up because I knew who it was. And I said, "This is Patriot." He said, "Yeah." I said, that's Isaiah Bradley's grandson. "Oh my gosh, that's the son of Josiah." He looked at me and he said, "How'd you?" I said, "I'm a comic nerd. How am I not going to know this? Come on, man. Golly." And I've always been a fan of Isaiah Bradley and the lineage of the character. His son Josiah X and his grandson Eli, who is Patriot, a leader of the Young Avengers. Stories and characters that have a history, especially a history that linked to me as a black man, I'm going to gravitate to. Black Lightning, Jefferson Pierce, Luke Cage, Power Man. The list goes on. You know, Bill Foster, Black Goliath. I mean, we could go all day with this, but this was someone that I could see the history because I was a Captain America fan. Still am. But this showed the dark side of finding out that the super serum was being tested on a black platoon. 300 black soldiers were test subjects and only one survived. And that was Isaiah. And I read this story and I look and I go, wow. So we go to Eli and he finds, not only does he find out about the lineage, but when he becomes mortally wounded, his grandfather gives him the blood transfusions to save his life. So now he has the super soldier serum in him as well. This is a legacy that he has passed on to a younger generation. This is the power I give you. Use it responsibly. And that's exactly what it was. And that, not to mention, I didn't see any other people cosplaying Patriot.
Yeah.
No one else.
You know what?
And the ones that I did see, I didn't see anymore.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen. If I have, I can't remember them. I don't think I've seen anybody else.
And it's incredible. So when I started wearing Patriot, mind you, I wasn't being comically accurate when I wore it, and I was just proud to have it. I looked at the pictures back then. I said I could have shaved the damn hair off my face. I could have did that. Why didn't I do that? I look like an old man trying to look like a young dude. No. So when you saw me at DragonCon and Patriot, that was the finished vision that I had of this amazing character. And I just love the story of history, the story of family, the story of a black family who was dealt a bad hand and was still trying to do the right thing. Still trying to do the right thing in a country who would not let us get up off of our knees. And still doing the right thing. Come on, man. It was too powerful. It was, like I said, no one else was cosplaying him at the time. So I just see when I walk around in Patriot and people recognize me as Patriot, it's a sense of pride. The first time I did it in the new improved one that I have, and people in one family, and this I never told anyone this story, but it's something I hold dear in my heart. It was a family at DragonCon.
Exclusive.
It was a family at DragonCon, and I'm walking through the Marriott. And I was about to go downstairs, and I heard someone say, "Look, son, look, you see that? That's Patriot." And I turned around, and I saw a father on his knees to his son, pointing at me. And he said, "That's a real hero right there." And I turned around and I walked over to him and I said, "How you doing?" He said, "Hi." I said, you wanna hold my shield?" My shield was huge, and he was a little guy. He said, "Yeah." So I took the shield off my arm and I just set it down, and he put his hand on it. He was rocking back and forth with it. It was like, wow. I looked up at his father. I said, "Thank you for recognizing me." He says, "I am a comic fan, and we don't have enough black heroes out here being represented. But you let my son see something."
Wow.
And that, even now, I get emotional thinking about it, because it meant so much to me that our black kids, our queens and our kings growing, can see the representation from our generation of kings and queens, and display it with pride and with dignity and with regalness, and not worry about what someone says. I don't care what anyone says about my cosplay. I could care less. It's mine. There are many others like it, but this one's mine. Full Metal Alchemist. I mean, Full Metal Jacket. There are many others like it, but this one is mine. But to go through these conventions and people say, "Hey, Patriot," and have young kids excited, they see me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we need to do," and the ideas and the energy. This is a character I will never ever stray away from. Ever. So while I have a white beard, when I put on my Patriot, I'm gonna look like a 20-year-old. It's all going.
Those of y'all watching, if you still don't understand why representation matters, rewind this about a minute and watch again. That is why representation matters.
Yes.
If you sit at home and say, "Oh well, you know, it doesn't really matter to me if I see anybody that looks like me in comments," good for you. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
You an exception. It does matter. Okay.
It truly does.
Yeah. Does. So before we get out of here, we've touched on this a little bit already. And spoiler alert to anybody who is not all the way caught up with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I don't know if I'm gonna drop this before. At the time of this recording, we got one more episode to go.
Yes, I can't wait.
I don't know if I'm gonna drop this before Friday or not. But how are you feeling so far? What are you looking forward to with it?
Okay, pardon my French, but I fucking love this show. Oh my gosh. Marvel, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Doing what you're doing. 6 episodes. I was skeptical because I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to tell the story, but did they tell this story? Sam, if you look in the background right here on the poster above that Black Lightning bag,
I see, yeah.
That poster right there.
I can't wait to see that suit, bro. Ooh.
Who you telling? This suit is brought to you by Wakanda because white people can't do it. Trust Wakanda. Oh, I am so excited. And I love where they're going with this. I love that they did not go so over the top that it lost you. Everybody had a spotlight. Everybody shined.
Yeah.
Even down to Zemo. This is a villain. You're not supposed to like him. Yeah. He didn't try to escape. He's sitting there getting it in the club. And I'm sitting there going, all right, Zemo. I see you. Okay. And when they had, it was episode 3, when Bucky and Sam were going to Isaiah's house, and they walked across the street, and Bucky looked, and Sam looked and says, "Where are we going?" He said, "Who lives here?" He said, "We're going to see Isaiah." I was in my living room, and I had to apologize to my coffee table because I flipped as some gun. All you hear it. It went flying. I said, I'm sorry. They said Isaiah. I was like this, literally like this, and didn't realize until I stopped and looked at myself. I was tight with anticipation and excitement. And then that door opened and you saw that young man. I said, that's Eli.
Yes.
Oh, and tears started coming out of my.
Wow.
Tears started coming out of my eyes because they're going to tell this story. And when you saw Isaiah's anger when they came in his house, if you did not feel that
tin, whatever that was, through like some solid oak.
It was a tin container, like an Altoids tin.
Yes.
He went yak, and that Joker embedded in the wall. I was like, that. We need to go.
Right. Y'all don't want it right now.
Y'all don't need to be here.
and the fact that he was like, I kicked your behind before. How'd you get your arm back?
Yo, I laughed. First I looked at the screen and went, and then I started laughing. I said, trust a black man to tell you that he beat your ass, and he didn't make it sound like an insult. Didn't I beat you before you lost your arm? I was like, shade. Ooh. Which
lets us know he's lost his arm more than once now.
Oh gosh. Ayo, bless her heart. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna tell you, any black woman that can walk down the alley and make that Joker look like a runway, that's the woman. It's that for me. Okay. Man. It's that for me. But this show has really impressed me. It has really impressed me, not only with the storytelling, but the emotion.
Yeah.
Wyatt Russell, who plays John Walker.
I didn't realize that it was Kurt's son.
Yeah. That man deserves a freaking award.
Yes.
He needs to be recognized because he took a character that those of us in comics know about, and he made us despise him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, feel sorry for him. And I said, you know, it takes some acting chops to do that. Same thing with Sam. Same thing, you know. Oh my gosh.
You know, came a long way from Papa Doc.
What? Yo, I was the only one who had a flashback to 8 Mile talking about.
You see that meme where it said, Clarence said, "If that rat bitch became an Avenger." One of my favorite memes ever.
Oh, the memes have been going left and right,
man.
But I'm really impressed with this.
That's half the fun right there. The memes.
I'm actually sad that we're coming to this last episode.
Same. Oh my goodness. And then we got a longer layoff between that and Loki, because Loki ain't coming out till like June.
I'm fine with that. I'm looking forward to that too. Because again, Marvel does what DC does not do. Marvel takes their time to tell the story. They're not worried about, oh, we don't have enough people watch this, we're going to cancel it. CW, I need you to be on your shit. Okay? Be on your shit. Because Arrow needed to go. Arrow was what, 11? It was 11 seasons. Okay. Ooh. It was 11 seasons. Still going on. This is their 8th season. The only show that is less than them that is about to be canceled, Black Lightning. Why? Because people aren't watching it? Are you kidding me? Arrow wasn't being watched for the longest time. Y'all still kept that one going. We have a show where you have an all-black cast where superheroes and superpowers are not the focus. It's community. It's the struggle. It's no real life issues. Gangs, drugs, the police, politics, all of that. You just happen to drop a man in here whose primary focus is to make things happen without his powers until he had to resort to his powers. It's all about the storytelling. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier tell the story.
Indeed. Dude,
tell the story.
The last episode had all of 3 minutes of action. Just 3 minutes. And
that's it.
And it was still the best episode so far.
You preach it to the choir. Pass the plate, sir. Pass the plate. It's time for communion.
Run that song back. Boy, I used to hate that. I used to hate. You just got done with the most up-tempoest, happy clappy song. You sweating. You in that robe. You ready?
You tired. You ready to go?
And then pastor just walk up to the pulpit, and he give that little signal to the choir director to let him know that we need to stand back up. reprise whatever on that song. You looking at pastor like.
I'm laughing because I've been there so many times.
And the AC ain't on.
Oh my god!
You ain't ate yet.
You tired, and the only one ain't getting them is the mother of the church, and she looking at the pastor like, you know, you got one more time. You got one more again. I ain't standing up for this. And
pastor be like,
God will.
It's okay if I take my time, and you want to say no, but you can't.
Y'all don't hear me? You louder than us. We can hear you. We can hear you across the street. We can hear the kids that ran out to get candy from across the street of the store. Can't hear you. Is when they stop hearing you. That's when they need to be in the church.
Yeah.
But that show, my gosh, I have enjoyed it immensely. It has the same reviewing value as Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
I watched Lovecraft Country 3 times. Did not get tired of it each time because I found something I didn't notice before, and it just made me love it that much more.
I do need to go back and rewatch because my wife and I watched the first 2 episodes back in September, and we fell off after that for various reasons. So I went back and finished it because she's in it was the book club. It was some kind of online group that she's in, and they watched the I Am Hippolyta episode together.
Mm-hmm. I Am Hippolyta.
She was like, you need to watch it. And you know me, I can't just jump back in the middle. I need to catch up. So I binged everything up until then and then finished it. So, and even then there was stuff that I realized that I didn't catch, stuff from like the first 2 episodes where I had that gap. I'm like, okay, I need to go back and then look at it again.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's just like watching the movie again years later, just like listening to an album for like the 30th time. There's always something you don't catch.
Oh yeah.
Like,
that's okay. How did I miss that before?
Right.
What did? Oh gosh, the rewatch value is immense, and WandaVision has that, and Falcon and Winter Soldier is definitely going to have that. If that Joker comes out on Blu-ray,
man,
it's mine. And
these shows are giving me so much more, because I have not had an MCU crush until these 2 shows.
Who you crushing on, man?
First of all, Monica.
Oh.
The curls, bruh.
It's the hair for me too, bruh. It's the hair for me.
Even Darcy, yo. Darcy.
Ooh. I was like, okay, Darcy.
But when Wanda showed up in that last dress, it was the hair. The hair and the accent came back. But then Falcon Winter Soldier, I forgot how much I like Sharon Carter.
That girl gave me Mockingbird vibes. She gave me Mockingbird vibes all day.
And I remember her first, I don't know if this is her first role or not, but I remember the Ring 2. Mm-hmm. She was in Ring 2. This is young. What's her real name?
Don't give me line. I don't know.
Crap. Emily Van Camp.
Okay.
Van Camp. Yeah, a younger version of her. Like this was like 2003 or 4 maybe. Mm-hmm. But yeah, because when I saw her in Winter Soldier, I was like, oh, that's the same girl. Yeah. So
the Ring girl.
When she put dude in that weird reverse triangle hole / arm bar, when they went after the power broker scientist, I was like, she's dangerous. And then Io, bro.
Io, man, you talking about a crush,
man.
Io, my gosh. Oh, I am a sucker for a woman who is confident.
Man,
I loved it. She came out of the alley, stepping with them boots,
and just that look she was giving him too. Like, you know, you done messed up. You done messed up. I still remember Civil War. Move, or you will be moved. I need to see that fight though. I need to see her and Black Widow though, because who would have won that one though?
My money would have been on Io. Io would have been my money.
Yeah.
Because, and folks, don't take this for anything less than what it is, but I'll put my money on a black woman fighting all day, every day. I would do that all day, every day. Because there's a little more behind that than just anger. Yeah. There's a lot more behind that, and I'll put my money on the sister in a heartbeat.
I feel you.
Facts on that one, man.
But it's just so weird how like these characters who aren't the spotlight characters have been the ones that have got. I mean, here too, but here I'm like, because everybody's like Black Widow and Gamora and everybody, but I'm just like, these other ladies, they killing it.
They stepping into the circle.
They got me.
Doing damn thing.
Yeah.
I just appreciate Marvel taking characters that you would normally pay attention to.
Yeah.
Making them relevant and making them important by just being there and speaking. To me, one of the most powerful women in that entire show is Sam's sister Sarah. Yes. I loved Sarah. Sarah was, she's like, Sam, we gotta do. You out there saving the world, and they're doing it all day, every day. And I'm like, I came from a mom. I completely understand. Too. Yes.
Side of it. Like, look, Sam, I hear you. You trying to help me, but I've been through this. Mm-hmm. I've been down this road. Since been down this road. You're not hearing me. All right, whatever. I'll go to the bank with you. This ain't. She ain't say I told you so, but she ain't need to say I told you so.
She looked at it, I told you, just by looking at him. Like, yeah. This is just because you want to come back and fix it. It's like, how many times has that woman been approached by somebody that says I will fix things, and she gave them trust, and that trust was broken? And how many times?
And isn't that just a microcosm of what our ladies go through anyway?
Just a fraction of it, man.
Yeah.
Just a fraction. Just a modicum of it.
Yeah. But I'm in on this. Hi. With that
did he not smile?
And now remember, Bucky pre-Winter Soldier was a ladies' man. So this wasn't, I didn't really feel like that was Charmer Bucky. I feel like that was Bucky actually being just a little bit smitten.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Did you see how he lit up when he spoke to Sarah? That smile he gave, that was a OMG, she's pretty kind of smile.
Yeah. That was all the time he spent in Wakanda?
And almost the entire show, he's frowning. Hi.
Mm-hmm. He didn't even look like that when the guy he's gonna have to confront at the end of the series because he killed his son. Mm-hmm. The woman that he set her up with. The date in the beginning. I was, and she was cute. She was fun. I was kind of rooting for him, and then he just walked out. She didn't get that reaction out of him. Sarah did.
That's because in that moment he had a choice. He was introduced.
I'm just saying he got a little taste of different flavor in Wakanda than
he has much respect for the swirl, y'all. I'm keep telling you.
Did you see what Hilton posted the other day? It was like, yeah, of course he like her now. He done been drenched in Wakanda shea butter for 2 years. I died laughing. I read that to my buddy today, my boy, my coworker.
Oh my gosh.
Whiter than Bucky, and he died laughing when I read that to him. That one line almost had him fall out of his chair.
But he's right though. Bucky was around real women. Not saying there are real women. I mean, come on, man. Come on. There ain't nothing like the swagger of a black woman. Nothing like it. You can imitate it, you can duplicate it, you can try to do all this, but when you see a black woman come up to you and she walk away and she got that true majesty and that strength and power,
wow,
man, that's aphrodisiac enough. That's it for me.
If they do Storm right, which I trust they will, it's gonna be that same thing all over again.
Please, I beg of you, please do this right, please.
Yeah.
Y'all casting Halle Berry. I wanted to punch the person who casted her.
Yeah, and I finally forgave Halle for that because that really wasn't her. Mm-hmm. It was the writers. It was the writers, the directors, all of that.
Exactly. Let's get Halle Berry.
She did what she could with what was given to her.
How are you getting someone who's not the same color, not the same profile, to portray one of the most beloved and respected characters in comics? Anyway.
Yeah. That's a whole nother video right there.
I'm off my soapbox on that.
Yeah, and my stomach just said, bruh, stop neglecting me. Montel, thank you so much for joining me tonight, taking time out of your schedule to come do this with me. I done had a blast. I appreciate you being on here with me. Is there anything you want to say to the people? Anything you want to plug? Where can people find you? All of that.
Well, it was an honor to be here. Thank you for inviting me, my man.
You're welcome, brother.
You asked me, I was coming. I was like, yep, let's do this. Let's go. I can be found on Instagram and Twitter under Navy Montel.
Okay.
I can be found on TikTok and YouTube under Rogue Catnip, ROGUECATNIP. There's a story behind that name, but we'll say that for another day.
Gotcha.
And I'm on Facebook under my government name. But I will tell you, don't try to reach me through Facebook, because you will get the sorry, we come to the end of our broadcast day. That was what you will get from me. Just send me messenger message. I'll respond. I respond to everyone who sends out things to me.
Gotcha.
And what I tell everybody is, be true to what you love. Be true to the community that you're a part of, because you are just as much of an ambassador as you are a participant.
Amen. Whew. Preaching all day today. For real. Again, Montel, thank you for coming on with me. I'll be, we'll be in touch. Hopefully, we make DragonCon happen.
Oh, facts.
If not, it's gonna be a even more huge reunion next summer. Yeah,
I'm down. I am down, my man. I'm ready.
Hey, that's it, y'all. Have a good night. Good luck on your cosplay builds. Have fun with whatever con you're going to next. Whenever you go to a con next, please hit that like button, that subscribe button, that share button, leave some comments. Do the same thing for Navy Montel, and I will see y'all at the next video. Peace.